I was too.
Really?
Yeah, when were you there?
Oh, a very long time ago.
So was I.
Did they teach you how to keep your microphone still in Groundlings over there?
No, I wasn't
Obviously
there.
not.
I was in the Sunday show in 1997, 98.
96.
You were in the Sunday show?
No, I got a radio job during my second year of I was doing the classes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was performing with Michael McDonald and,
okay,
and Hitchcock.
They were your teachers?
Yeah, and then I had it's so funny because there's a couple people from my classes that were like gone on. I talked about this guy on here. Do you know Richmond Arquette?
No.
Yeah, well, he's related to the Arquettes.
Oh, what is he, a cousin?
No, he's a brother. He's the only brother that hasn't made it. He was in
Ground.
Groundlings.
So he's not the brother that became a woman.
No, he's the younger brother or the older brother of that, but he's the guy that carried the head in 7.
Oh my God.
Who doesn't
know
that part?
Did you know Jen Hagedorn?
No.
Oh, because she came in later also. And so did Kristen Wiig. Were you with Kristen Wiig?
I wasn't with Kristen Wiig, but I was with Cheryl Hines and Chris Parnell and...
Cheryl Hines is a little hottie. Kind of like her.
Anna Gasteyer and... Yeah, Cheryl Hines I just saw the other day. She was on our show. And,
she's good.
Yeah, she's great. She's on that new show, Suburbia, which I think is doing pretty well.
Yes.
Suburgatory, sorry.
Yeah, actually, they sent us an email when we want to interview her, and I was like, oh, she was the Groundlings. So I have you know, like, Michael Hitchcock was on our show one time, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, do you want to talk about Michael Hitchcock? Yeah, whatever. Nobody knew. He's
Right.
not mainstream, right? So
Right, you recognize him, but you wouldn't know who
But
he
because
was.
he was my teacher,
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, it was on the phone. So I'm like, get him on the phone. So this is like 4 or 5 years ago. Do you remember that? Maybe longer than that. 7, 8 years ago. I'm like, get him on. I was one of your students, man. I was so excited. He's like, let me tell you about my new show. He gave me nothing.
Lisa Kudrow was my teacher, and she totally remembered me. Like,
really?
Yes. And then Kathy Griffin tells everybody that she was my teacher, but she wasn't. Lisa Kudrow was.
I auditioned
and then when I see Kathy Griffin, she's always like, I was your teacher, right? I'm like, no, you weren't. But Lisa Kudrow was, and she's awesome, and she's super sweet whenever I see her.
So as a
girl from Austin Powers, I auditioned for her. I can't remember.
Mindy.
Mindy. I auditioned for her, and another thing is, so Michael McDonald's doing stand-up, right?
Yes.
So he comes in. I don't know if I think he's a stand-up live. He comes in the studio.
Yes.
Sits across from us. I had him twice, I think, and I love that guy. You know, so I was like, I gotta tell you. And I made a mistake one time, is I couldn't make it to class. And so it was back, pagers were back going on.
Right,
So I called him, and I was so bored I wasn't going to make it, but I called him like 100 times, filled up his whole voicemail message or something. And he came to class the next time I was there and just ripped me a new ass like nobody's, because he's struggling after, wants to make it. His phone's going off. He sees like 35 voicemail messages, and he's like, oh my God, I think I finally got a job. And it's some punk student leaving messages. So he didn't remember me until I told him that part. He goes, oh my God, I totally remember you. And he gave me the feedback I was looking for as a former Groundling student.
Oh, good.
So here we are, Heather McDonald in the studio.
Went back and talked about a bunch of people nobody knows or can relate to, and it was all about us, but I'm glad everyone got to be part of it.
But you're sort of an anomaly. You're like a Catholic girl raising kids in Los Angeles and like raising them like people from the Midwest raise kids. Do you catch a lot of crap for that?
Yes, I do. Actually, I do. Like, I mean, just the other day I was at my church, my Catholic church, and I was telling Chelsea that when you're Catholic and you turn around and you say, God bless, peace be with you.
Yep.
This like 80-year-old man goes, excuse me, are you on Chelsea lately? And I was like, wow, that's kind of a different demographic. It's usually, a little younger. Well, yes. And he goes, oh, we watch you every night. I'm like, really? Like, that's kind of... So I was telling Chelsea about it, and she's like, what are you doing going to church, And I was like, look, I'm praying for your soul. And I said, they were just talking about how we will be faced many times with having to defend our belief in God. And I do believe in God. So
well, that's good.
But I do get a lot of crap for it. And by radio hosts and stuff. Like, I had to, defend, why I believe in Jesus Christ. And it's interesting because... And also, being conservative on any level, it's very hard in LA being that way. I get crap for vaccinating my children.
Oh, yeah.
That's an anomaly.
Yes. I vaccinate my kids. Wow. I would like them not to get polio. So everyone, Jenny McCarthy, can call me an a-hole for that. But sorry. They go to normal school, and let's keep them alive.
When you talk about the Catholic Church and Jesus, I remember, I'm Catholic as well. About a year ago, my wife said, can we try something else? Because, Catholic Church is,
Christian church is way more fun.
I go to a Christian church. I come in the next day, I tell Rich, I go, this is so weird. I go to this, like, normal non-denominational
Right.
church, and they get up and they talk. They're wearing cool clothes. They got tattoos. Like, all right, let's check out the church news. And I'm like, church news? And they got these jumbotrons and like church news. And I was expecting
the bulletin.
I was expecting Tom Brokaw to be all like, here we are, the temple of whatever. Here's what's going on with John the Baptist. But it was like church news. It was the Catholic Church is so boring, and sadly, I hate to say that because one of my friends, his brother is the bishop, and his brother, he comes over and he says, "Hey man, come on, you want to kind of."
Aren't you always surprised though, as a Catholic, that how much the Christian people know about the Bible? We never read the Bible.
We're not into the Bible, but also we like to party a lot more than the Christians.
That's right.
Like we can drink a lot.
And it's a bragging right, even among the priests.
Yeah, you can drink and you can party and you can swear, and it's not like you're not living a righteous life. Like that's the difference. Like, because growing up, I used to think, oh, everything, but they don't believe in Mary, that as much like we do. But I was just like, everything else is the same. But in a lot of ways, it's not the same. And so, but I love when I get recruited by Christians. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I feel so desired.
It's the funnest.
Because they're always like, come on, take a walk on the wild side. We have Starbucks at our church. And so I'm like, really? And then it's like, I want to. And then I'll get people calling going, I'm telling, But because my kids go to a Catholic school, I'm like, if they're, and the parish is connected, I said, I need to support that school, and they're going to have to sit in that mass once a month with the class. They should get used to it. And I just use that time just to, sometimes you get a good priest, but it's not as fun. It's just not as, it's not like the rock and roll music. But
they have like real drummers there.
Yeah, but sometimes the Christian preachers are like too hip, like with the affliction T-shirts and stuff. I'm like, oh, come on, like take it down, with the blonde tips and everything. I'm like, yeah, like rock and roll Christian.
Yeah. How many kids do you have?
3.
Oh, so do I. So
yeah.
you have like boys and girls?
I do have a boy. I have 2 boys, 8 and 5, and my daughter. She's my stepdaughter actually, but she goes to school with us now. She's 11, so she's in just started 7th
How's
grade.
the boy? I have 3 boys and 8, 5, and 7.
Oh my gosh.
Let me ask you: do you go through is there a lot of penis talk in the house?
Oh my god, penis talk, fart talk, wrestling that goes on for 2 hours a night until someone starts to cry.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and then I oftentimes come home to my husband and the 2 boys, like they're all just in their underwear, shoes everywhere, but like everyone's alive, so I'm like, I guess I can't complain. And then it's like, and then if I'm gone for 3 days, like, we thank God we just built a pool because they will go swimming. Otherwise, they will not get their hair washed or anything for like 3 days. But then my husband would be like, look, bring home the piece of paper from school about lice. And lice is only attracted to clean hair. Thus, my boys have never had lice. So that's my husband's argument.
Oh, that's actually brilliant.
For not washing their hair when I'm on the road.
That's brilliant. Now, is he a stay-at-home dad or is he a working pop too?
He is the main person at home because he's a realtor and mortgage broker, so his business has been booming these last few years.
Well, that's high living, high flying.
Oh yeah, he's had like 1 listing for a year and a half, and so but he does some deals and stuff. But obviously, he's not super busy. So
well, you're getting famous now. I wonder about you, and I know you probably watch You're normal in LA, but I gotta figure you're gonna get pegged to be on like a Dancing with the Stars.
I would love
replace that Nancy Grace.
Oh, I love Nancy Grace. Did you see the nip slip?
Yes, of course we saw the nip slip.
I looked at it, and it was...
And well, I love Nancy Grace because she gets obsessed with stories. She'll do like 47 episodes on the same missing person. And so earlier this year, Chelsea took us all to Mexico on a fun trip, Chelsea Handler. And so I was like thinking, God, what if I got kidnapped, and then Nancy Grace would... do a whole special on me, which would be great publicity, and she'd just be like, where is this missing mother of 3? Let me ask you this, let me ask you this, let me ask you this, let me ask you this. Is it appropriate that a boss takes her staff on a trip to Cabo San Lucas? I don't think so. Why is no one investigating Chelsea Handler? It's no secret the woman likes to drink. It's just like, she's ridiculous. She was so obsessed with Casey Anthony that I was like...
Oh, yeah. It kind of sucks you in a little bit, though, doesn't it?
I mean...
She must be on to something.
I know, but she, honestly, for like 2-3 years, that's every time I turned on the show, it was... Top bomb, top bomb.
She was trying to get Top Mom to take off, that phrase that she started.
Oh yeah,
it didn't take off. Yeah.
Was it Top Mom or TOT Mom?
Tot mom, like Tater
yeah.
Tot. I thought she was like
Oh.
Tot mom. I thought.
Like a toddler's mom.
Like, yeah.
Because
Yes.
Top Mom makes no sense
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
That's
Top
what she's
Mom.
spinning him in
She
court.
wanted other
Yeah.
stations to do the Tot mom. And she started that phrase, but it didn't take off because it wasn't. You know, like when they do like.
It wasn't like Sniglets. It didn't go
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
It's like when you start an applause and no one else is with you. You're like, oh.
Oh, I was just, itching my hand over it.
It happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when they do the Gulf War and they come up with like a cool logo. She was trying to come up with, and all the
Oh,
news
yeah.
stations use the same thing, like a tragedy in Tucson. They try to use that
Yeah.
same thing. She was trying to get Top Mom to take off. Didn't take off.
Yeah.
You know, so they'd have to come up with she tried to come up with something for Chelsea Handler, like comic in Cabo.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like the comic in Cabo is at it again, taking her
little-
stash
Yeah,
out
that's
of Mexico.
good. Yeah, you're
See?
right. I'm just hoping it would take off.
Don't go
You're
missing.
right.
Your kids would be really dirty by the time you
Yeah,
come back
yeah.
from being missing. That's tough having 3 kids and being a working mom and all that stuff.
It is, and it's unusual too, and the stuff that I do on the show is oftentimes like very inappropriate and embarrassing, but they don't see it, but the other parents do, which sometimes is awkward.
Oh, so you get the little look
A
down
little,
the,
most of the time they're nice, but there was a time where this one woman, my kids were on an episode of After Lately with my husband, which is our other show, which is coming back in November, and that'll be on Sunday nights, and it's like the behind the scenes show, but it's like a scripted reality show. It's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm type of tone, and so they were on it, so we invited some families over, but they weren't meant to watch it, but they were running in and out. And this one woman is just laying on my couch drinking wine, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is so inappropriate. My daughter Hannah just said how inappropriate. This is so inappropriate." I'm like, "Then get your ass off my couch and take your kid out to the trampoline. Like, stop." And finally, by the end, then she recruited another mom to say how inappropriate it was, and I was like in tears. I was like, "I'm sorry that the show that puts food on my children's table is so inappropriate to you."
Oh,
My
you
husband's
were
like, "What is wrong with
Moody
you?"
that day.
Oh, I was on 4 hours of sleep from doing like a weekend in Denver. 4 hours of sleep, 2 days before the period, and 3 glasses of Chardonnay.
Oh,
Not a good.
Not to be messed with.
And then
Italian.
And then sit. What? I'm not Italian.
Oh, you're not? I
I'm
thought you were.
Irish.
Oh, well,
Well,
I
he just
didn't know.
means and then
Oh, then
Italian.
Irish would even be worse
Oh.
because the Irish like to drink.
Yeah, yes. So yeah, we like couples that like to party. No nerd parents allowed at our pool parties.
Well, Heather McDonald, no relation to Michael McDonald then. Mike Crowley.
No, but you know what's so funny is that my friend, when I first started, was like, "Oh, you've got to meet Michael McDonald. He went to USC. You guys, he's tall. He'll totally hit it off." And I meet him, and I'm like, "He's gay." And she's like, "No, he's not." Well, he didn't come out for like 4 years after that. It came out like pretty late in life. And I was like, "No, I knew right away he was gay."